Welcome back. Okay, so the video today is going to be talking about Mount Rushmore. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on anything like controversial about how it's supposed to be Indian land or some stuff like that. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is about the sculpture in general. So, obviously, as you can tell, I've pre-recorded this video in my own apartment, which means I have not left yet. However, by the time that you will be getting these videos, I will not be in this state. So, enjoy, and I hope that next time I film, I may be not sitting in my apartment. We'll see. Okay, so Mount Rushmore, if for those of you who do not know, the pictures at the beginning and at the end of this video will show you what it is. Basically, it is located in Pennington County, South Dakota. The carvings are as stated: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, in that order. It is 1,278 or 5.17 kilometers long or wide, however you want to look at it. The National Park Service oversees it, but I do not think that they did that originally. Don't correct me. I may or may not be right. Okay, so it took over 400 workers. No workers died during the making. No workers died carving it. The carving itself was supposed to be from head to waist instead of just the heads, but for whatever reason the funding backed out. They didn't have a lot of funding to begin with, so that is what happened with that. So yeah, if they'd had the right funding, we'd see a totally different Mount Rushmore. Imagine that. So I'm going to continue. The carvings are pretty neat to me, at least I think so, and I just realized how messed up I had my camera. Serves me right for changing the freaking angle. So, the person who built or created or came up with this idea was named Gutzon Berglund. I obviously butchered that name. But, sorry. Anyway, Gutzon Berglund created and oversaw the project with his son Lincoln. Each head are 60 feet, and they were done by, well, I'll get to that. U.S. Senator backed the project, and because of that, Berglund was able to get some of the funding, not all of it, obviously, as he wasn't able to do his entire idea the way that he wanted. Construction began in 1927. The heads were completed between 1934 to 1939. Gutzon died in March 1941. His son Lincoln took over after that. His son Lincoln has a museum about him, I guess, in an opening behind the sculpture. The presidents were originally supposed to be full body, like head to waist, as I said. Lack of funding forced the construction to end in October 1941, so obviously the heads were already finished, and that's all they did. Oh. The structure itself has become an iconic symbol for the United States. It has been featured in works of fiction as well as other works. It attracts over 2 million visitors annually. They also put in visitor facilities such as sidewalks, visitor center, Lincoln Berglund Museum, and all this was created in 1998. Now, as I said, I'm not going to mention as to anything controversial, like the Indians are supposed to have it or anything, but supposedly they were going to add on another sculpture of Susan B. Anthony at some point, and they refused that idea, said that they didn't have the funding, and said to finish what they had already started and to leave it. So, like I said, if they'd gotten their idea out in the out to where they wanted it, everybody would be visiting a totally different thing. It wouldn't be just Mount Rushmore. It wouldn't have just the 4 presidents. It would have a lot more, because they were wanting to do a lot more with it. And I'm surprised that they didn't. But, you know, things happen for a reason, I suppose. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time, and hopefully I will be in a different state by the time that I decide to upload again. So, have fun, and I will see you guys next time.